pork. So his pedo friend would traffic them, then pay them not to talk. Cause he's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce. He's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce. He's a nonce, he's a nonce. Prince Andrew's a nonce, he's a nonce, he's a nonce. Prince Andrew's a nonce, he's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce. He's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce. He's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce. He's a sweaty nonce. No, he's a sweaty nonce. You know it's true that Prince Andrew is a sweaty nonce.
on, she's not like those usual old people like your nan who smell like wee and have to ride round on buses all day so they can't afford to heat their hose. The Queen's fantastic. She lives in a massive palace, and she's not just got one, she's got loads of them for her and all her inbred freewheeling Now! Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. Come on, it's the Jubilee, so have a sausage roll. Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. For Christmas and the Jubilee, let's have a sausage roll. A sausage roll, a sausage roll, a sausage roll, sausage roll, sausage roll. In 1966, the Queen pulled down her nicks. She licked her bum and said yum yum in 1966. Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. Come on, it's the Jubilee, so have a sausage roll. Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. For Christmas and the Jubilee, let's have a sausage roll. Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. It's the blooming Jubilee, so have a sausage roll. Have a sausage roll, have a sausage roll. For Christmas and the Jubilee, let's have a sausage roll. For England!
Right, that's quite enough of that bollocks. I debate scene. Uh-oh. Hey! I've, no camera because can't be asked. It's like, it's 10 o'clock at night. Who can be bothered? Nobody's probably even going to watch this. Don't care. Gonna do some on-foot fuckery. Gonna see what trouble we can get into in Elite Dangerous. So, first thing I need to do is go get some missions. It's awfully loud. Can make that less awfully loud.
Landing clamps disengaged.
On our way.
Fixed speed until a carrier is far behind.
From the fleet carrier, whack my bonobo. I'm going to go to the space station. Space station at Chargraph installation in the Chakpa system. See what we can see and do. The baby is watching.
And you're clear.
I already said several rude things. And there was just a song about nonces on, so... It's alright, she won't remember. She'll have lots of even worse things to remember when she gets older. Problematic statements to make. I mean, if the current generation of TikTok kids is anything to go by, who even knows how bad her generation's going to be? When she starts calling you a boomer, that's when you know it's going to be trouble. Oh, I should have put the autopilot on this really, but never mind. It doesn't matter. I'll just have to fly it manually and stop being lazy. She was yelling, so I only heard bad nonsense and she won't remember, but she stopped now. She stopped yelling about wrong-uns. Internet wrong-uns or otherwise. It could be worse. I could be doing trains, then she'd be tainted for life. At least this is a... This doesn't involve trains. It's a spaceship game. Right. That's me. Zorgan Peterson, Papa Sierra Bravo, Commander PSB.
Landing gear deployed.
Even in the future in spaceships there are adverts. Pad 22. Already put my landing gear down, okay, cool. Come on, there we go.
Landing completed. Power down system.
Down we go into the hangar so I can hop out and go and get some missions. So I'm looking for missions where I turn the power back on in settlements. I'm looking for missions where I steal stuff. Because I'm after unlocking various things that require me to do those kinds of missions. That's fine, there's usually one, at least one of each. And there's all sorts of other types of missions as well. We can go salvaging, picking bits out of broken down spaceships. All sorts. So we'll see what's on offer today. So there are the mission guys, the mission givers, who all seem to look and dress very similarly. Funky shoes, mine. We've got the same funky shoes on as well. Right, download tactical plans. Not really interested in doing that. Unless it pays well. Pays alright, but not brilliantly. Or this kind of thing.
Feels good to do something that really matters, doesn't it?
Scavenge something. How much does it pay? No, I'm not interested in that. Basically just very quickly looking at the payouts to work out whether I can be bothered. Kill somebody. How much does it pay? No, not really interested in that. No, that if it was paying with something that I wanted, I would absolutely go and kill people, and have done. This is not a case of be yourself. Weird little bag. That guy's wearing a barcode name tag. Let's harass him. Yeah, so these guys have missions that pay a bit more, and you can argue with them that you want more money. And then the console has like standard level missions. So I just have a mooch around, see if any of these got anything interesting.
If my back's really against the wall here.
Download.
Right.
Power
Yes,
regulator,
the
what does it
details.
pay? Don't need any of that. Bring any interesting materials. There are certain materials I need as well to upgrade my guns and suits, so
You're going to make this system a lot safer.
eliminate Sydney Wood. How much does it pay? I don't know. Production schedules yet. Let's go and look on the computer and find if on the big computer and see if we can find something. Support. Yes. Okay. Ah, the number of times I bring Vought and Garnier back online. Towards the offering. Digital designs, tactical plans, maintenance logs. Okay. I think digital designs we can use. Ooh. I get a power regulator to do it, so I don't have to bring my own. Let's do that restoration mission. What else do we have on offer? Salvage. Transportation is usually go and fetch something or take something somewhere. $22A anyway, I think. What A we're going to? I can't remember now. Oh, dear, oh dear. Can't remember what the left arm, can't remember what the right arm's doing. What prospecting is 1A. Or vote. Boggart. Right. Problem is if you take two of those at once they seem to bug out at the moment, so we've got retrieval, salvage, retrieval, scavenge, yeah. Mission sabotage, shutdown. The shutdown missions are quite funny because you shut down the power and run off with their power regulator. Alright, settlement assault plans. I think that's useful for something. Maybe I'll do that one. Non-violent sabotage. Oh, that's a sabotage, not a shutdown. These are the shutdowns. So that basically the idea is to sneak in and steal the power regulator, but I can't be bothered doing that. Combat. Assassinations. Right and centre. Kill Juan Klein. Think these two probably do for now. Cured. Oh, you're thieving. Rata mining rigs. Yeah, so we want this covert heist type, don't we? Don't we? I say don't we. I want the covert heist mission type, or the covert theft type, because that helps to unlock things. Theft, covert heist. Sample from Hickey Manufacturing Workshop. IP 64726. Espionage. Heist. Sample from Murata mining rigs. Murata mining rigs. Because I've done Murata mining rigs about 3 times now. They do seem to just repeat. Covert heist. Hickey Manufacturing Group, and the weapon schematic is also quite useful. Let's get on with it. Right. So I've got 3 missions. Sometimes I'll take a load of the trashy little pickup missions. Oh, I've got 2 missions. Not very many missions. Let's grab some salvage. Salvage missions are useful because you can grab data. Data's tricky to come by, or the right data is hard to come by. So, ship schematic, certain type, memory chip, yes, that one. Magnet, different system if I can help it. I'm going to that system anyway. Evacuate site. Spectral analysis data, I think I do actually still need those. Alright, let's try that one. Now we've got plenty of missions. Now we have missions to do at plenty. And I'm usually alright at these, but now people are watching. If anybody is watching. Now I think people are watching. Probably start fucking up. So, then everybody can just laugh along at me getting killed horribly. Maybe. Who knows? Right. Onwards and upwards in this spaceship. See what is what. Launch. Let's see if Elite Dangerous does its usual thing of bugging out. Not spawning things that are meant to be stealing. That usually happens if you try to do too many missions at once.
When ready, Commander.
You're not meant to do that, that's speeding, as it says on the dash, but I don't care. Right, let's go and get this settlement switch back on first. That's the closest one. Just a short hop across from a planet orbit to its moon. And then we'll land and see what's what. I don't think this has a landing pad big enough for this ship, but that's fine, we can just land in the dirt. Dirty tramps. Like the dirty, dirty tramps that we are. Okay, just have to scoot around the planet. It's probably still in the dark side, so I'll flip the old night vision on. Bit fast. Oh, lost my lock on it now. I've unselected it like a fool. Oh, there's an impact site as well because there's scavenging. Let's go and do the scavenging pick up first then. Then we'll switch the settlement on, then that's his planet sorted out. We don't need to go to it again.
Flight engaged.
Theory. Unless I fuck it up and have to come back. Hello, thank you. As is traditional, you're having a poo while I'm streaming something, although it's not trains, so... Not entirely traditional. But traditional enough. Logging on while he logs on. Okay. So we just need to down to the surface now and find our impact site. So this is a salvaging mission, so I'll have to find something that's crashed onto the surface and retrieve something from it. It's usually a component, like cut a panel off and get into it. It's all very exciting the first time, but there are a lot of missions and they're all very similar, so after like the 50th time it's a bit old hat. Also just going to whiz out the ship's rocket launchers, because sometimes there are people waiting to try and shoot me when I do the salvaging. And while I could get out and try to shoot them with my guns, if there's lots of them, it's easier just to rocket them from the ship. Like that. We'll see. They don't always spawn. Sometimes they don't spawn initially and they drop in from ship, and sometimes they just don't appear at all. So we'll see what is awaiting us when I get down here. Yes, we have. You can see all the torches going. Now they're going to start running around and shooting at me. But like I say, I'm in a spaceship with big missile launchers on it, so they're not going to be doing it for long. Oh, well, they've got another dropship coming in now to drop some more in. Doesn't matter, they're all dead. These will be dead as well as soon as he drops them. The only thing that bugs me is you're not allowed to shoot the dropship as it comes in. You have to wait until they land and then kill them. And also bugs me that I'm like all over the place. Shit, there he goes. Well, you'll see they'll like drop in a pattern together. That's an interesting name. Which makes it really easy for me to just do that. But like I say, I think the intention is I meant to... have I just got fined now for attacking them? There we go. So what I meant to do is like land and be all like, oh, I'm going to get my weapons out and pew 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 lasers. But what I actually do is orbital striking. Well, not really orbital strikes, but aerial strikes with explosive weaponry. I may do some pew-pewing later on if it's a bit easier and there's not like 6 people all trying to shoot me at the same time. Because that's the other problem with those where they drop in. Like, if you try to fight back, there's 5 or 6 of them trying to murder you at the same time. And if they all start hitting you, then you die rapidly. Where's this satellite? Oh, it's actually there. So these tend to have a data port where you can download certain stuff. It's got census data and operational manual. And they also have a panel on the side that you can cut open and get the thing that you've been sent to get from it. That pinging sound is a program I've got that tracks the bits and pieces that I need, so it's just pinging to say that's useful. Exactly. It's no fun if they've got shields and they're fighting back. Depending on what happens with these missions, then you may see some more murdering of people who aren't aware that I'm there to kill them or fighting back. We'll see how things go. See just how unwholesome, if that's a word, how not wholesome things can be. But most of my missions involve thieving and killing people and sneaking around, so I'm very, very much in the mould of all other games with a, well, in this case it's an open galaxy, but like open worlds, where you have the choice of going in, all guns blazing, or being a sneaky bastard. When I stop being a sneaky bastard is usually when things start going very wrong for me. Both in games and in life in general. It's not actually that far from here to the next place. Just Thought Prospecting Exchange. And my job when we get there is to turn the power back on and put all the fires out, and there'll probably be a load of wankers wandering around who need killing as well, so we'll have a look at doing that. You have to do so many of these restoration missions to unlock somebody who can like give you suit upgrades for your suit and also weapon upgrades for your weapons. That's suit upgrades for your suit, not suit upgrades for your weapons, obviously. Night vision, but probably night vision is it turns itself off when you've landed. See if there's anybody loitering around here who needs rocketing from orbit. I keep saying from orbit, it's like from 200 meters away, but there probably will be a few. Usually is. And quest to land. Normally, I'll just do that. And if there are people hanging around, which there are, I can see torches. See their torches, then yeah, they're gonna all come running in a minute when I land. That's alright, because I've got shields on my ship. They're gonna start firing at me in a minute. I'm gonna start firing back.
Under attack. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Ship can take a little bit of them shooting at it. So I need to put my shield on, I need to get my gun out, and we need to do some killing. So unfortunately they do have a tendency to all come running at you. Scratch one. Who's next? These guys with the plasma shotguns that run up to you and...
Understood.
I mean, it's not the greatest first-person shooter experience, it's mostly just me flying backwards. Switching between weapons. And generally flip-flopping, floating around, but then that's my combat style. Ah, he's inside the ship's shields. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll just run away over this way. There's a lot of this when I play this way. This is why I normally just go for the rockets. Oh, I keep getting inside the ship's shields. Uh-oh, there go my shields. Run away! Run away rapidly. Yes, I am, because I've got no shield. Oh, they're all coming for me. Fuck off. Leave me alone. Just because I'm trying to murder you. That's very rude. It's full Benny Hill mode. Right, if you run directly towards me so I can just laser you down, that would be much appreciated. Have a grenade. There, that's better. Oh, they keep flanking me, it's not right. I don't like it. Just... Can you not? Can you not? Can you not? I mean, I'm probably meant to be like running and finding cover and stuff, but I just kind of float around and flippy floppy. Fuck off. Look, he's got no health left, that's just cheating. Right, pistol. Oof. That was fun, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know if that's how you're meant to do combat, but that's how I do it. A lot of running backwards, floating around and shooting and missing. This is with upgraded weapons as well, so, I mean, I probably shouldn't even be allowed to get away with that. I'm just scanning them because you do usually get a small bounty when you first kill them. If you scan them, you can sometimes get more. Oh, I've probably already scanned them. Yeah, so this is the part that they added where they wanted you to play it. They weren't so keen on the part where you sort of float around and look at rocks. This is like the big selling point. All these on-foot missions and on-foot combat and stuff. That won't be all of them anyway, by any means. There'll be some more knocking around, but put my shield on. Your shield drains away your batteries, so if you're not in combat, you should leave it turned off. Wow. There's some great names, procedurally generated names. There's a spaceport called Pons Installation. That's probably my favourite one at the moment. Pons Installation. It just like the word Pons is part of the naming database. I think it's meant to be like Ponche or something, but it reads Pons to me, so it's Pons. Where's the power station? That looks like it. Is that it? Yes, it's the one with power written on the side. So, some mission types you aren't exactly welcome doing this. In this case, they've given me the authorization to get in and do this, so I'm going to get in and do it. All it means in reality is you need to cheat a bit less, blow up a few less things to get in. So, hello Dave. I am indeed streaming. This is what I've been doing recently, playing lots of Elite Dangerous on-foot stuff. Odyssey. Right, so there we go. Power regulator goes in. Hit this button over here. And in a minute or two the lights will come on. But it's more like 20-30 seconds. And I have to do something about all the fire. But while that's happening, let's just take loads of stuff out of just everything that's not nailed down, basically. Right, pack, because I used one before. Like I say, energy cells. I used those before as well. Right. So next job is to data port. Steal all that. The next job after stealing everything that's not nailed down Yeah, I mean, at first, the getting shot thing is a bit of a barrier. You've just missed my solution to that, which is to launch rockets at them from the ship. If they're not legit, so like if they're scavengers or whatever, you can just kill them from the ship. Which I don't know if they're going to end up patching that eventually to make people play the first-person shooter bit. The other thing that helped was you can sometimes find like pre-upgraded weapons in the shops. So I found a couple of pre-upgraded weapons, or a pre-upgraded suit and a pre-upgraded weapon, just by looking round, and that's helped him massively. So this laser rifle I've got here was pre-upgraded. So like that, the stupid amounts of damage compared to the base one have made things a lot easier. I've got no ammo now. That's fine. There'll be some ammo somewhere around. But with all the lights on and all the settlement defences on, that makes things a bit easier. If anything tries to come in and land now, the guns will open fire on it. Not that I think anything will try and land now. But if it does, then it might have a rude awakening. But the main thing is, once you've got the power back on, you can basically just rifle through every building, steal everything, and then use it to upgrade stuff, or just sell it, depending on what it is. You don't get massive amounts for most of it, but you probably get more by stealing stuff and selling it than you do from mission rewards. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I need to purge this. Get the fires out. Find the console to get rid of the... not acid canisters, but... you can retreat and just lob... take back off and start lobbing missiles again if more of them turn up. That's perfectly possible. Like I say, the main problem is when you get into situations like that, where you've got like 4 or 5 of them trying to rush you at the same time, and it gets a bit chaotic. You need upgraded stuff really, just for your own survivability. If it's just like one of them or a couple of them, it's not too bad. And they each have their own attack types, so you've got like sharpshooters who'll try and snipe you with plasma rifles from miles away, which you can just really easily sidestep. You've got the strikers who charge in and try and blast you in the face with plasma shotguns, so you can just back off from those and they'll carry on tracing you and shoot them in the face. And then there's a couple of other types as well that just kind of mill about and try and shoot you in various ways, so it's when you get like just a large number all coming at you at once it gets a bit fucked. Where's the panel? Oh, there it is. You put all the fires out basically by purging all the atmosphere. You cannot choose to romance them. There are no romance options, sadly. It's purely murder. So you just blow the atmosphere out. All the fires go out and then you can just bring the atmosphere back. So that's these buildings done. So this is quite a big settlement as I recall, so there's probably some more buildings and there might be some more bad guys lurking. Let's go and see if we can find any. Oh, so close. It's not that way anyway, it's this way. That's essentially what taking off in the ship lets you do. Yeah, so... well, that's the power centre. So I need to come over this way. Stuff. Steel. This lovely graphene. Graphene gets used in all the suit upgrades, so it's quite useful to find. Right, what have we got going over. Because this is the other end of the base, though it's quite a way off. They probably didn't get alerted. In fact, I can see lights going off in the distance there. They probably didn't get alerted to my murdering of all their friends earlier on. And much like you, if you can sneak up on them when they've not got their shields on, kill them pretty quickly. See if I can get the drop on anybody. Probably not, but not really equipped for sniping. Usually when I do this, I like just bumble straight into somebody face first. Spot anybody. Someone lapping the torch. Oh, there they are. Heath Rogers. Light him up. Oh yeah, put my shield on it. That'll help me live more than 5 seconds. Don't put your shield back on, Heath. Allow me to kill you. Shit. I mean, like, is it... Oh, here comes another one. Does it ever really work? He goes, put down your weapons. She's got a laser, which is good at getting rid of your shields. Poppy cannon! Not anymore, she's not. Lurking around while I'm scanning Poppy Cannon's body. They can't get in the buildings because they don't have the requisite security clearance, unlike me. So I'm fucking cool. Get in the buildings and get rid of the fire, but first I'm going to see what I can steal. California. Absolutely useless, but you can sell it for like 100,000 credits. These are all weapon components. These are very useful. These are all less useful, but worth making. Let's do something about the fire, I suppose, as well. Seeing as we're here, that's the mission. Should be a data portal. Oh, that's sample containment. Charge. Medikit. Ha. Urge.
Purging atmosphere.
Leaving pressurized environment.
Data port. Lots of stuff for me to download.
Downloading data.
Second. Signal reach over here. Just about.
Transfer complete.
Right. Most things of value from in here. Spool wire. My carrier's already full of this absolute bollocks. Well, as my ship, so it's building 2. The one that looks like it's got fire in it, probably. X. Inject it to some defiring treatment. I guess. Part of the drill. I know it's There we go.
Entering pressurized environment.
Oops.
Shield deactivated.
Probably put the shield on to walk through the fire because that helps not die. And there we go. Atmosphere out, fire out with it. Data. So that's quite useful. Manufacturing instructions is very useful for upgrades. Atmosphere purged. It's no longer a happy atmosphere. There's just no atmosphere.
Transfer complete.
Okay. It's doing that one, but it won't take long.
Transfer complete.
Still there. Everything's done. Back to the ship. Anything else to steal or download? No, there isn't. Right. Is that mission done? Well, as soon as I get back to the ship and leave, it is. Lights are back on. Defences are back on. All I need to do is send in somebody to pick up all the corpses, and it's back to operational. Well, just back to operational, isn't it? There isn't another word to go with it. Heavy breathing. All this sprinting. Here's my big purple spaceship. One of several. And hop on board.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Oh man, that gets so annoying when you're like belting it round on planet surface looking for rocks to scan. I wish there's a way to turn that effect off. Right, we've done that. We need to go to HIP 64726 and do a couple of little jobs now. Do that. I'm probably going to have to get a bit higher up to get it back into line of sight.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
I've nearly made it up to up past mostly defenceless now. Just need to kill a few more people. I mean, I'm not sure what the number of people I've killed to get to the top end of mostly defenceless says. I think I'm slightly more defended than mostly defenceless. See if I get into line of sight. No. Oh. Just have to nip round the planet a bit until it is.
Frameshift drive charging.
There we go. Any of these, of all the missions that have the possibility to go hilariously wrong, it's the covert heist one, so I'll do that one last. That they can go really smoothly or they can go really badly wrong very quickly. Right, so I've got pick something up from an evacuated site, salvage something, and the theft. So let's find our planet. So that one is the theft. That is next to the theft. think. Maybe not. Gowers A8D 64726. Ah, there it is. Right, this should be fairly straightforward. There might be people wandering around that need to die. There shouldn't be, because the site's supposedly evacuated, inverted commas. But these are usually just go and grab something from a container in an empty site. In the past I might have also looted everything on the site, but that's behind me now. I can get enough stuff elsewhere without having to do to empty every single site of every single piece of gear. Just getting the mission done quick is more helpful. More useful to my aims of unlocking more people. So we'll pick this up, we'll go and do the salvage, and then, like I say, we'll try and do the heist. Which has every possibility of going hilariously wrong. Yeah, I mean the rules of life in the I don't know what century is this, the 34th century is it? 3300s are interesting. Basically any crime whatsoever, you'll be shot down in the street like a dog. If they find out you've done a crime somewhere else against them, they'll shoot you down in the street like a dog. But it's all right, because if you kill somebody, you can just like nip off somewhere and pay them 1,000 credits, and they'll be like, "All right, fair enough. No worries, mate. We won't pursue you after all. He was probably a dick anyway." There's some interesting things around law and crime in this setting. It's a lot simpler in a lot of ways. You do something wrong, you get shot. Steal things, you get shot. You shoot other people, you get shot. You go into a restricted area when you're not meant to be, you'll get shot. Although you do get like a warning first, and then you get shot. You start waving your gun around, you get shot. Those are the rules. But like I say, you've not seen me pretending to behave myself in a normal settlement yet, so see what you'll see what covert or stealth looks like in the context of Elite Dangerous in a bit. A site that actually has people in it. Hopefully you will anyway. I just see me failing and then getting shot dead, which happened earlier on today, was quite funny. David Gower's engineering site. I think that's going to be on the dark side then if we have to go around the side. The old night vision on. No, this is all obviously muscle memory, which is how it happens so quickly. Played this game for far too much time now. I'd like. How long did I stop playing it for? Probably a couple of years I stopped playing it, like properly. Now I've come back to it. Sad life I lead. Space YouTube. They don't need it, they can just go outside and someone will probably be getting shot at the time. They're like crossing the road in the wrong place or something. Alright. So, two. Trying to get this so it's not going to take forever to get down to the surface. It's a bit better as a slope. Still takes ages to get down to the surface, but less time. There's another little tiny site, but it's only got a small landing pad, so they're not going to let me land.
Docking request denied.
Well, there's no. It's meant to be evacuated, but the docking stuff still works. Apparently, even if there's nobody around. Oh, I better pull my landing gear up to see if there's anybody wandering around that needs shooting. I'll try and collect anything. Site. No. Okay. See what happens.
Landing gear deployed.
No, that is the sound of my landing jet. It's not something else coming in. It's hard to tell sometimes. And I am obviously very paranoid. Getting to reactor locker 2 in the power center building. So reactor locker 2 mean I can just cut my way into the arc, the power centers that's building here, I would imagine. Oh no, that's the production center. That looks like the power center. I mean, in fact, I can confirm it by the fact it's got power in on the side of it, but it's they also all look of a certain design. Right. Now I just need to find a flat piece of land to put the ship on. Fancy about you landing too near to the settlements and stuff, but oh, come on. I'm trying to land it basically right next to the power station because I'm lazy and don't want to walk too far. Plus, if I have to run when other people turn up, basically I'm being very cowardly. Right. Go. Wrong way. I was going the right way to begin with. It's this way. Mission scavenge. And there's other scavenging missions where you have to like power the settlement back on to download some data or... God, really? That's awkward. To get to it through this hab building. So habs are like dormitories and stuff. So as well as the just charging things up mode, you can also overload stuff. Just breaks it, opens it permanently. Let's go in the door.
Suit fully charged.
Like sometimes you have to cut away a panel to get to the socket. Sometimes they're just available, depending on where you are. But either way, just whack them with a big charge and they open. Because obviously things are very secure in this century. So that's reactor locker 2, I think. It's in the reactor building and it's got a big 2 on it. Let's see. Oh, here we fucking... It's bug time. Sake. Right, back to the spaceship and log out. Gonna go, I think.
Energy transfer complete.
We can use these terminals to try and look up where stuff is in the facility, but I probably don't have the clearance to do it. No. So I need a tool called an e-breach. Back in and do it, but I haven't got any in my pocket. Because they're illegal, so if you get scanned and have one, when you get scanned by the guards, guess what happens? That's right, you get shot. Normally carry them, because you can normally do stuff without them, and needing them with a bit of sneaking. But I don't think that item's spawned, which it sometimes doesn't, because Elite Dangerous Odyssey has a reputation for being bugged, and what do you know? Just seen one. It's reasonably common, that bug, where stuff that you're meant to be collecting doesn't spawn. So you find yourself doing this sometimes. It's just really fucking annoying. Right. Let's try that again. Come on. Back it now. My stream's gone to fuck. I've got a big red indicator. Hey, it's fucked. Back now. Bit. Don't know what's up with this shitty Wi-Fi dongle. That's what I blame. Maybe it doesn't like me restarting Elite Dangerous either. Oh, it looks like it's catching up. Right, power building. Sake. There's another reason why I've not been streaming much. There's just been like liability bullshit. I need to get a proper like Ethernet connection up here. That would be effort, so. Through tab build again. Saving it now. So yeah, repeat, rinse, repeat. For all its faults, I mean, it's probably. Oh, that was a zero door anyway, so I could have just.
Pressurized environment.
Never mind.
Suit fully charged.
Yeah, it's better than it was. They have done a lot and fixed a lot, but it's still a bit shonky. The shonkiness is more apparent if you do the on-foot stuff. The space stuff is pretty much all right, but they've not really changed too much with that. It's all obviously the on-foot stuff they've added. Let's see if we can find the item that we're meant to be finding. Oh, it's changed to Industrial Locker 4. Well, no wonder it's fucking giving us the wrong location. Let's see.
Leaving pressurized environment.
Right. You know what? While we're here near the ship, I'm going to get an e-breach and find exactly where this locker is. I don't spend an hour pissing around, walking around this site in the dark looking for it. Obviously, if there are no guards wandering around because there's nobody at the site, then you can just fucking fill your pockets with e-breaches, but... Yeah, the fact that Starfield's been delayed another what is it, 6 months, however long it is now. Bodes well, does it? Right, I need to find a terminal. Power it up. Hacksaw it to find out where this bloody locker is. The problem is that there can be like 2 or 3 different industrial buildings, and it's finding out where exactly it is in that building. Ah, there we go.
Energy transfer
Power up
complete.
the terminal. E-breach. Gives me like level 3 access. Now, looking facility, industrial production, processing. I can find industrial locker. It also tells me the key code. I should remember what that is. But I can just cut my way into it as well if I need to. Right, so now I've got a marker. Where's this building? Yeah. Re-choppy out again.
Entering pressurized environment.
Okay. Stairs. It's over there. It's not. It's now. It won't stop me from thieving my loot. Not having it. Pew. Yeah, of course it is. It's everybody loves.
Mission status
Ah, there we go. That's better. Like I say again, I could power the settlement up and try to thieve all the data ports as well and wander around, but really,
leaving pressurized environment.
I think that'll do. It's plenty. Right. Go turns up the plane that I've been stealing. Oh, I hope it has at least 600 hours of content. Made up of the same 3 fetch quests in different locations. Bit like this. But better, obviously. Better graphics.
Landing gear retracted.
It's amazing how many people complain about this game but still play it. Or don't play this game and complain about it. It's getting on a bit now. 2014, end of 2013, start of 2014 it came out. I went into beta anyway. But still trundling along. Still keeping me entertained. Scanning rocks. I've been doing a lot more pew-pewing recently. And shooting aliens as well. Shooting Thargoids. Well, I say shooting Thargoids, shooting the weakest Thargoids. Ah, fucking hell. Right, okay. Bit of a long hop to the next place, but never mind. Never mind. Just looking at a starfield is entertaining, isn't it? Everybody loves that. Get everything else done. So, I have an Electromagna B6C. Now that's that other one, isn't it? Right, let's go and do that one first. That's it's in about the same place around the other star. I love it when they say, "Our game's got 600 hours of content." Like, ah, fuck, really? Have you seen it? Has everybody seen the new Sonic open world game? That looks hideous. It's like It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks awful. Just looks empty, soulless, and just grim. It's like they've basically gone, let's do Breath of the Wild, but with Sonic, but let's make it shit. Let's just ignore things like graphic design and just go, oh, we're going to put realistic graphics and then have a cartoon blue hedgehog running around on top of that. Just no. Just no. Absolutely not. It's called Sonic Frontiers. Blech. You know. Sure, the modern Sonic fandom will lap it up. Finished looking at Sonic the Hedgehog inflation porn, or whatever it is they're doing. Trying to bump my Federation rank up as well while we go. So I'm a king in the Empire. Our favourite slave trading buddies of ill repute. I'm only a post commander in the Federation. Slowly getting my rank up. Need to be a rear admiral to unlock the last ship that I've not unlocked yet. The Federal Corvette. I mean, I think, in fairness, the open world Sonic graphically is probably, you know, better. In terms of the graphics, technically are better. It's just like the actual like art direction is fucked. It's just it's like Sonic's just like running around on top of a world. He's not part of it. And the world also, like I say, looks really sort of empty and sterile. Hello, Spiff. Join us staring at a blank starfield as my ship traverses across this system. But there will be fuckery at the other end of it. Oh no, there ain't trucking. It's messing about with people's lives and stealing stuff from them and generally murdering. So there has been some combat already on the ground. There may be some additional failure later on, depending on how badly this next mission goes. I don't know why. Like I keep looking at that panel, even though it's been like 2 minutes since I last looked at it, and nothing has happened except me going like another 3,000 light seconds in that time period. Like that's going to go up at all in that time space. It is more space burglary. There has been a lot of space burglary recently. Well, they might love it, Manco. You know, I mean, I'm just, you know, I might be being nitpicky by expecting a character in the world they occupy to have some sort of coherent feeling, like one and the other belong together, rather than just being someone's created a landscape in something and then got Sonic running around it. Something feels off about the scaling of it as well. Like Sonic feels is like he's too big for the world. But again, you know, I've only watched like a 7-minute gameplay video. Maybe the rest of the game's much better than that. Maybe they've just deliberately showed us a very average, mediocre section to temper everyone's expectations, and then they're going to pull it out of the hat later on. Because obviously that is how marketing works. And that's not like, you know, meant to be a representative section of what the whole game's like. But it just didn't look good. And I mean, when they originally said, oh, we're doing an open world Sonic, it was like, oh dear. this isn't going to end well, and it doesn't seem to have ended well. But maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe they've got it right. Maybe when they start adding Sonic NFTs to it, and that everyone will just be like, "Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer PSB. Don't get it. Just old now. Go and kill yourself. Go and die." Right, we're getting there. Oh no, of course. Of course. There's a lesson where Sonic disappears up his own arse, has to try and escape, and then that goes on for like 20 years. Not even 20 years now, is it? It's more like 25. Fuck me. Jesus. I don't know. I mean, the first Sonic Adventure was probably about as good as it's going to get. The 3D Sonic, and depending on your opinion of the first Sonic Adventure, that says all we need to hear about 3D Sonic games. Either it peaked in, what was it, 98, 99, and it doesn't need to be. We don't need any more. Or the first attempt was so bad that we don't need any more. I'm throttling back to try not to overshoot, but I'm probably going to do it anyway, so let's just stop messing about and get on with it. Here we go. So, for this planet, I am looking for a crash site or an impact site or something. Let's go and cut a panel off a satellite, download some data, and if there's anybody trying to stop me, I'm going to rocket them in the face. I'm not bothering hopping off the ship and playing shooty with them in this case. There will be violence. It's not the kind that they want. Right, when I get close enough, I should be able to see. You'll just see the Portillo. The Portillo channel points and the Portillo emote. There we go, there's our impact site. Backside of the planet. The best Portillo emote is this one. That's the... Oh, thank you for the sub. Yes, that's usually my opening salvo now whenever I enter a channel. Just not the animated one, just the Portillo face. Like, hello, it's Portillo.
Orbital flight engaged.
Might not do trains anymore. Well, not it's not a thing. Like I'm not just saying, oh, I'm never doing trains again. It's just I'm too busy playing this at the moment. So I thought, you know, I'll do an Elite stream, see this is what I'm currently playing. Do another train stream at some point. They've released Steam Trains finally for Train Sim World 2, and I have absolutely zero interest in it. Even though it's like Liverpool to Crewe, which is like a local route, which I'd normally be interested in. Yeah, it's a Train Sim World 2. Well, the original Train Sim World was Unreal Engine, and they did Train Sim World 2, which apparently is a massive upgrade, and they couldn't just do it as a patch to the original one, and everybody would like to, you know, if you want it, you'll have to pay for it again, kind of thing, which was suspect. But that's by the by. Yeah, so that's the one that's on Unreal Engine, not the old Train Simulator Railworks engine that's shows its age sometimes, shall we say, with the amount of ability it has for the graphics that appear on screen. This is an engine that knows how to use more than one CPU thread for things. I think it might use as many as 2. Which has its own issues. I mean, I think the problem I have with Train Sim World 2 is it's like they'll probably switch to Unreal Engine 5 and call it Train Sim World 3 and charge you to upgrade again. I don't know. Maybe it's just I've spent so long with the original Train Simulator that it just, because it feels different, it feels wrong. All the better graphics in the world can't persuade me of that, even though it's a more faithful simulation experience. In reality, things are, you know, actually. Oh, here we go. Look. So you see, look, there's all these wankers wandering around with their fucking torches out, waiting to shoot me if I land. We've got a solution for that. It's called rockets. You can run all you like, but you're not going to outrun that. Oh. So that then they have a little dropship comes in with their reinforcements, look. And then they'll just drop in like a big group, ready for me to do it again. But down they go. So that, Dave, is the way to do it if you don't want to fight on the ground. If you're still watching. Otherwise I'll clip it for you later on. But that's the that's the way to do it if you don't fancy fighting, or if you want to thin out numbers. Is there another one coming in? I don't think so. No, he's buggering off. The problem is, like I say, I'm complaining. My main complaint is you're not allowed to shoot down the dropship before it drops them. You get a bounty for doing that. And while a bounty's not the end of the world, it's annoying to have to go and get rid of it. Sometimes it's like with a faction that you're trying to steal from, so if their guards scan you, then you're going to get shot or harassed. Well, when I say harassed, I mean you will get shot if they find a bounty on you when they scan you. That, as I've already sort of previously established, that is the crime and punishment system of the Elite Dangerous Universe. Oh fucker, something just jumped in. You're gonna have to do this again. This is my landing technique. Just sort of rub the ship gently back and forwards on the ground until it lets you land. You can tell I've done exploration for a while. That's the exploration way of landing. Usually in the mountains where you can't get it to land properly because there's no flat spaces. Just kind of rub the ship against the ground and it eventually lets you land. Lots of fine adjustment and back and forward on the old joystick. NOC data is useful. The rest of it isn't, but I can sell it for money. Fibre. Oh, is this there? It's alright. Sometimes again it bugs out and the panel's buried in the bloody ground. The way the land undulates, it sort of fucks it up and makes it half cover the maintenance panel, but it's alright. And also sometimes the panel gets stuck. But there's a solution for that. You go and get your trusty rocket launcher in the ship and then blow it out. Funny how rocket launchers seem to solve an awful lot in this game at the moment. It changed and I don't like it. There's still people out there who stick with MS Train Sim and claim that's the best simulator, and that everything else, just because the graphics are better, doesn't make it a better simulation. I'm not quite as far back as MS Train Sim in my train simulator acceptance, but not that far off it.
Frameshift drive
Train Sim World. I mean, that MS Train Sim was like 99, I think. End of like 99, 2000, end of the last century, which is an interesting way of putting it. Now we're 22 years into this one. Railworks, or what became Train Simulator, was like 2007, 2008, I think. So, now obviously we've got Train Sim World. It's just too sterile and shiny for my liking. It just doesn't have the character of Train Simulator and its shitty engine and crashing ways. Yeah, like I say, I think MS Train Sim is late 90s. I've got a copy of it somewhere. It's like a like an actual legit CD copy. It's like on a super budget label. Because obviously I didn't buy it when it first came out because it's Train Simulator. Who'd buy that? What a nerd, he said, with his ridiculous DLC collection for Train Sim. But yeah, it was alright. It was alright. Like I say, there's plenty of people out there who are convinced that's the greatest ever Train Simulator, and they don't care about the graphics. It's got the best simulation. I'm somewhat dubious of that, given the amount of computing power available in that era. But yeah, I mean my version is in like I say, some sort of super budget, like £5 DVD case with 2 CDs in, that kind of setup, as we used to have back in those days when we used to buy things on physical media. It's not Sold Out, it's a different one with a red cover. I can't remember the exact label, but anyway, it's kicking around somewhere. Yeah, back when you had to go outside to buy things, the bad times. Exactly, the true art form of the visual novel. It is entirely accurate for me to say a visual novel will give you a story experience like no other. If you have the right visual novel, you will not find the experience you have with some visual novels in any other game. Better or for worse. In the case of Euphoria, probably for better times several thousand. Wonderful every day as well. You're not going to get some of the things that go on in that in any other form of media. Well, not in the West anyway. Maybe in Japan, it's more commonplace. Yeah. And of course the almighty Muv-Luv, which I streamed in full from start to finish, all 3 parts of. which basically has everything. It has Japanese high school dating sim. It has science fiction aliens attacking robots. It has tentacle rape. It has just one of everything really. They just threw the entire plot at it. Euphoria is amazing. Just for the fact that they've basically attempted to make it a legitimate story. Like, they haven't just written down a load of different things they want to happen between characters and then tried to string it together into a legitimate story. I'm not buying it. My favourite thing is like all the like the writers and artists and stuff have like notes at the end of it saying, you know, whatever they want to say, like a message to the person playing. One of them says the artist says they traumatized themselves drawing it, which really says all it needs to be said about Euphoria. It's not a mainstream thing. Put it that way. There is a lot of bad things. It's the kind of thing that probably shouldn't be allowed. But you know, we've got the internet. Who's going to stop us? But that kind of thing that you're not going to get anywhere else. Yeah, and sometimes they manage it, and you do get invested. And sometimes it's like, yeah, you just wanted to string these scenes together and have an excuse to have these particular drawings in a product that you're selling. This isn't a legitimate story. I mean, Euphoria, without obviously wanting to spoil it, if you wanted to go and experience it, is like a combination of Saw and The Matrix, and then just it's Saw if everything basically involved rape. Is the only way I'm going to be able to describe it. It's very one track. In the way it tries to bring about horror and revulsion. This is like an episode of the podcast now, where the Manco podcast that Manco used to do, where I'd just come on and we talk about horrible visual novels, and everybody else would just be like, "What? Why are we listening to this?"
Docking request denied.
Right, we haven't got a large enough pad to land on. That's fine. I can land outside the settlement. That's not a problem. Obviously, this is a theft mission, so I'm not going to come in with the rockets blaring. It's also a covert theft mission, so that means I have to not set off the alarms. So the first thing I need to do is find out where the console is to turn off the alarms. Just pop the ship down here. This is oops.
Trespass zone
You can't land
cleared.
too close to the settlement or they get very annoyed with you. So now I need to get my head in the space of, we're going to sneak around and steal things. This isn't a murder everybody kind of thing. Now, if I wanted to murder everybody I could, but I have to turn the alarm off first to make it covert. Because as soon as the settlement alarm goes off, then mission failed. It's one of the quirks of this. I could murder everybody in here if I wanted to, but I have to turn the alarms off first before I do the theft. So, wandering around, you'll see the guards. You've got a scanner, so once you scan them, they'll pop up on your radar and stay there if you get close to them. But you have to scan them for that to stay the case. You'll also see if they're kind of aware of you or they can detect you, they're like a triangle. If they can't detect you or they're not aware of you, like that guy who just went behind those crates there, you'll get a little grey blob. And they will periodically, if they spot you and you get close enough to them, there you go, wander over to you and give you a scan. So if you don't have any bounties, you don't have anything stolen that they can trace in your pockets, you're fine.
Zero warnings. We're done here.
There you go. So they'll send you back about your way. You have to stand still while they do that, otherwise they will A, fine you, and then B, shoot you. So what we need... you see the security... so you see the little numbers next to the names there. That's the level of security clearance that that person has. Right. Caveat for this. This looks alright and it's running well, but it's running on a 3070. Performance may vary on less powerful graphics cards, and has done. I mean, it even chugs sometimes on this. So a lot of the criticism about this was performance. This has been heavily optimised since that original criticism last year. It's actually a year old now. So there's a lot of complaining about it. But it is running on a reasonably powerful graphics card, so just take that with a pinch of salt. In terms of how alright it looks, and then when it starts chugging, then I can see what it looks like on the screen. It's chugging. What's that all about? But yeah, I mean, it looks alright. I like the lighting stuff. That's quite neat. The dynamic lighting, the shadow casting and stuff. It's actually turned down a couple of notches of quality on this just because it can cause things to go slow, especially like here at night where there's a lot of lighting stuff going on. It's not all just like, you know, blared out by bright lights. But let's just basically scanning people so they're on my scanner, so when I start getting up to fuckery, I'll be able to see they're coming. It also gives me an idea of where all the guards are. So that's a command centre over there. No, that's the power centre. Access. It's another one of those where you access the power centre through a habitation. So you see here, some doors have like 0 on them, so you can just walk straight through. Other doors you'll see, like here, have a number on them, so you can't get in. Additionally, if you're in one of these restricted areas and you get spotted, you'll get chased out. And if you don't fuck off, you'll get shot. For being spotted in these restricted areas, if they spot you properly and tell you to piss off, you get told once. If you get caught again, you'll be shot at. The detection is a little bit janky, I found, so you can often get away with it. Even when they're all looking around going, oh, somebody's in the restricted area, blah, blah, blah. But, so that's, I've just had a bit of a scout around. So the first thing I need to find is somebody with a level 2, at least, security clearance that I can scan, steal their authorization. Like there's one. As you would expect, if you get spotted scanning somebody and trying to steal their authorization, they're too far away, you get shot. There are a lot of ways to get shot in this, mostly getting spotted getting up to no good is how you'll get shot. They're not close enough to do it. I need a nice convenient window with somebody wandering around next to it with high security clearance. Find such a thing. There's a problem with these smaller bases. There's less opportunities to find and scan somebody. Can use an e-breach, but it's a bit dodgy. You have to be quite close up to people to scan them with the profile scanner. Like right up above them, but fairly close or behind them. So there's a door around this side. Just a canopy, it's not a door. Oh, hang on. Ah, here we Oh, that's just through the... This is it. There's like 18 different layouts of base, so there's like different types of base and different sizes of base. And the buildings are like different types of stuff, but there's like specific like layouts. So, in terms of where they are on the planets and stuff, that's procedurally generated. So this base will be in this place and look like this for everybody. But like, you know, the actual placements of them, someone's not gone through the entire galaxy and gone base on every planet. It's been, you know, placed procedurally. But it's like, obviously because everyone's using the same seed for that procedural stuff, it's the same layout for everybody, the same type of base and stuff. So like, it's kind of like templates. So after you've done it for a while, you will sort of get to recognise certain buildings. Is that a window? I don't know. Just shiny. You get to recognise like certain building layouts, but I just kind of excuse it as, well, you know, in the future they're not going to design a million different types of building. They're just going to use standard layouts. Dude, one of them stealing their profile, but we're near close enough to do it, which is rather rude of them. Like I say, trying to nick security profiles is where this usually goes very wrong. That's usually the first failure point. You get spotted doing it and then chased away. Alarms get raised, mission done. Second point of failure is trying to get into where the alarm is and turning that off, because that's usually guarded. See, level 1 would do to get into. Oh, I already tried this window. Do it. Chico. Like I have to stop and they have to not be looking. Has to not be one of the snakes wandering around behind you.
Just a minute, Commander.
Ah, shit. It's alright. That's why it's in scan mode and not the illegal mode. If you've got something illegal going on, it will tell you that what you're doing is illegal on the screen. So, if I do this now, see there's a big illegal notification at the bottom. Right, and if I take it back out of that mode, if I get spotted with it in that mode, I'll be in trouble. Oh, that's a level 2 build. Sake. Ay, 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 this place is a pain in the arse. Bump into her. That's the theory of it. So I can get into the dorm now with my level 1 pass. Let's see if there's anything useful in there to do. It's probably not, but... So I can't remember if it was a restricted area. Again, you want to try and keep away from the guards if you've got a cloned profile, because they'll try and scan you. You can just immediately delete it before the scan hits, so you can get rid of it. Appear pure and innocent, but best not to worry about it. Oh, it's a bloody restricted area. There's nothing useful in there anyway. I'll just get shouted at. See, if it worked the way it was meant to when it was first released, I think it'd be alright. It's, you know, the whole point of Elite Dangerous is everything's like procedural, so complaining about procedural generation in Elite is just like that's the entire point of the entire series and always has been, lads. You're barking up the wrong tree. So to find a level 2 or 3 person to scan. Level 1 just 8. I can't even get into the building with level 1 to scan level 2. Ship coming in. Oh, excuse me, I'm sniffing now. What's that? Canada. Canada. Probably an Apex taxi. I could cut my way in, but that's really asking for trouble. Because if you get spotted doing that, you are in the shit. Also, if the guards spot a cut-off plate, they'll all go into alert mode for a minute or two looking for you. Which is a pain in the arse, because then you have to run off and hide. Ah, this is a fucking pain. Normally this is like a level 1. The joys of procedural generation. I need somebody with a patrol route that brings them up here, but it doesn't look like there is anybody with a patrol route that brings them up here. So, this is where I go. Definitely want to put the gun away. Somebody. Gonna walk around the other side. Patience will some. What I need. Oop, there's a window there. I mean, if you saw this, you would fucking basically open fire immediately. You'd be like, "Fucking hell, mate! Could you be more blatant, please, in your thieving ways?" Dozy bastard. Ledge though. Bit of a poser. I'm not going to be able to float there stably enough, and also if you look, she's looking straight at me, so I'm not going to get away with that.
Suit recharging. Suit fully charged.
I think... No, but being caught copying the security profile to break into the building is a crime. Even that high security base, it's just a bit... I think it's just a bit finicky because it's... done that profile because it's just going to get me in trouble in a minute. It's just a bit finicky because it's a small base, so there's only so many places they can put the consoles and stuff that I need. I'm guessing the bloody alarm console's going to be in the power building as well, which is always fun. Usually people in there wandering about. Right. Let's risk an E-breach. It's not really quick enough to drop things from your pocket. So the benefit of an E-breach is the door stays breached, so you can always get back in through there if you have to leg it for whatever reason, but best to like skirt around the edge so you don't run through the middle and run past a load of guards. We see it as kind of a failure having to use an E-breach, but in this case, I need it to get close enough to scan somebody to get me into the power building to switch the alarms off, or at least find out what the fuck's going on. See, you attach it, it goes bleep bleep. I've no longer got anything dodgy in my pockets, so everything's fine there. This guard coming around now. So as long as it's not a restricted area, the guards won't like smack you if you're in here.
Entering pressurized environment.
And the others won't report you as long as you don't do anything dodgy. So you see here now, he's going to come and scan me. I've got nothing in my pockets. No bounties. And he's going to just let me fuck off. I always hold my breath when I say things like that because he might not. That's going to be awkward because the fucking thing I need to open's down here. And there's a guard wandering around, but we'll get to that when I've turned the alarms off because... yeah. He won't need to plant evidence on me. I'll probably have got... oh, hang on. Oh, okay. These. Alarms console in there. Is there? Are there any people in there? So we know the researcher that I was trying to clone, or want to clone, is around here somewhere. At the top. There she is. So it's a case of sneaking up behind her where she's not going to turn around and go, "Hey you, what are you doing?" Oh, don't tell me. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay. Well, that makes things a bit easier. Quat and Snow. The other thing I could do is kill her. Problem with doing that is you get bounty on you. However, if she has a bounty on her...
Security profile cloned.
Right.
What are you doing?
Do anything, mate. Oh, I keep saying she, it's a bloke. It's a bloke called Juan Snow.
You're odd.
Yet, you're odd. Yes, mate. That's because I'm here to rob you blind. Right. Wait for him to look away and then turn the alarms off. Right, mate. See, you get a bit antsy when you loiter around, looking suspicious. I can use this to find the containment unit I need to open.
What are you up to?
I mean, if I were designing a security system, I wouldn't have a big panel that says disable these alarms. Nothing useful to download here.
Downloading data.
You don't
Transfer complete.
if you don't turn off the alarm systems and do that, then right, I've got to keep away from this guard now while I do this. So I need to open a containment unit. It takes 3 minutes to open. And if any of these bots spot that it's open, when it's open, they'll rush over and close it again. Then I have to wait another 3 minutes to open it again. I'm just looking on my radar if anybody can see me while I do that. So we'll see how this goes. So this is where it's no worries. Cheers for dropping by and lurking. So this I mean, I could start shooting, but the problem with doing that is all the security will probably come rushing in. And there are a lot of them usually on these bases. They won't raise the alarm, they'll just murder me. Which isn't ideal. So, let's give this a crack. So, the red detection ring is if I get spotted doing something. I don't need the e-breach to do that because I've got the security clearance at the moment.
Suit fully charged.
Basically, everything is in place for me to grab this and run when it opens.
Can I help you?
They're not bothered if it's opening, but once it's open, that's it. They'll start investigating and kicking off. Like I say, my main problem is that guy over there, the guard. Because they've got shields on them, so these guys will attack you with like pistols and stuff, but they're not shielded. They haven't got like armour on. So you can kill them fairly rapidly. You can sneak up behind them and zap them. But so yeah, this is the painful part, waiting for this to open. Because at this point you're ready to grab it and run, go. Then you've got to wait for however long for it to open, and then potentially it'll open while there's a guard stood there and he'll go, "Hey you! Pew pew pew!" Painful part of your anus. Yeah, but I kind of cheated on this one and used an e-breach to get in here, but I think given the building layout and profiles and offer, it was the only way it was going to work out. There probably is somebody wandering around with a level 2 I could have scanned another way, but fuck it. My illegal e-breach. Like I say, normally these, they'll probably go about 10 seconds after the guard walks up and stands next to it. Just to be an absolute cunt. They might just be patrolling round over there. Be helpful. Tension's building. So once I've got it, the alarms are turned off, so I can just grab it, run, and leave in the ship. It's just purely waiting for this to open. Getting there. I might shield up to look extra covert in a minute. See what I mean? Look at that. Look at that prick walking over here. Now, second this opens, he's going to be fucking here.
Shield activated.
Hey, this
See?
thing's all messed up.
Look, see? Hi. Wankers.
Pressurized environment.
It's still covert. The alarm didn't go off. It's still covert. It's still covert. The alarm didn't go off. Can't fucking touch me, coppers. Shouldn't have left my fucking lights on. That's less covert. Sometimes I get away without anybody noticing. In this case, less so. But I got away, which is the main point, the important part. I will probably have a fine or a bounty though. Check in a minute once we're away.
Retracted.
Oh no, I've not even been fined. They just shot at me without fining me. Well, that seems like an oversight. It means I could just land back and do it again in a bit.
Frame shift drive.
Right, that's it. That's all my missions done. Back to Chakpar to go and hand everything in. Pick up my filthy loot. I could have just gone to the galaxy map to do that, but whatever. Right. It's below the horizon, but it's not too far below the horizon. Just orbital cruise our way around until it is above the horizon, and then
Drive charging.
away we go. The one thing that probably won't ever get old in Elite is the hyperspace. They have slightly changed the graphics on it, but not by much. But just the whole sequence is just brilliant. I love it. Every time. I've literally looked at it thousands of times. Every time that pew and the sun, the star coming towards you. Magnificent. Right. Back to Chargraph installation.
Fuel scoping.
I think I actually took everything off the terminal thinking about it. I don't think I actually took anything from people. Soon find out.
Disengaged.
Claim all my rewards and bounties. Profitable evening. Obviously the covert missions take the longest time because you have to fiddle around, sneaking around, casing it, and scanning and sneaking around and waiting and stuff. The rest of them are reasonably quick. There's another type where you just have to steal stuff from, like a locker or whatever, like it's just out in the open. You'd have to wait for it to open, which is a bit easier. But the heist ones are the most annoying, but... well, not annoying, they just take the longest to do. Because you have to turn, like I say, you have to turn off the alarms. And yeah, like an Amazon locker, except that you're breaking in and stealing everything. Space Amazon. You could basically be Space Amazon. You can do loads of missions that just take packages to people all over the place. There's loads of missions like that. There's loads of missions like to do it in the spaceship as like take data from one station to another. But now you can take actual physical packages to people or go and collect physical packages from people. You actually see them face to face before handing over the package. There's also like illegal ones, so you've got to like sneak it into the settlement without any of the guards scanning you. Yeah, you can do passenger missions, so you can taxi people around if you want to. I don't want to though. In the prison pocket. No, just in your normal pocket, but like I say, don't get scanned. Otherwise, they will shoot you. Space Prius. No. In the future, everything just runs off hydrogen, fuel, and fusion, so it's all fine. Ships are all environmentally friendly.
Increase your speed to 100.
No! Don't think I will.
Landing gear deployed.
Right. Now, if you got them if you got these missions off the terminals, you don't have to get out of the ship to hand them in. Like I say, I think I got them all from the terminals, but we'll soon find out. If I have to go and hand one in, then so be it. Right, digital designs, I want the materials for that one. Some reputation as well. Weapon schematic I definitely want for that one, because you need those to upgrade your guns. What have we got here? Troop deployment, might as well take the materials for that. Electromagnet, chemical inventory, why not? Take the materials from that. I've got a rank increase in something, or a reputation increase. Chakra Syndicate is now cordial. Spectrum analysis data is always useful. Right, I think that's everything. Check my transactions. Yep, so just the bounties to claim. You can do here. Obviously, again, this is all there's like levels and layers of menus, and this is all muscle memory at this point for me, because I've played it for stupid amounts of time. Your mileage may vary if you are coming to this and new. But yeah, this port doesn't have a bloody shipyard. go back to my carrier, just to show off my my E-Peen, my 5 billion credit E-Peen.
Ship release. Depart when ready,
Landing
Commander.
gear retracted.
He's got a dirty little smirk. My
Frame shift drive.
my character profile.
Watch your six, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
It's currently parked up basically right next to the space station. So I sort of hop out of here in a ship, go and do missions, and then hop back.
Careful, pilot. Watch your speed at Earth. Clearance granted. Move directly to your landing pad.
The only thing that bugs me about this is they don't call me like sire when I'm docking. They just treat me like any other pleb, even though it's my fucking fleet carrier.
Landing gear deployed.
But I appreciate that Frontier has bigger fish to fry.
Landing successful. Solid approach. Welcome, Commander.
My current ship lineup, we have the Imperial Cutter fully dilated. There's a definite purple theme going on. This isn't a Jubilee thing, I just have everything in purple. That's big. That's a large ship. That's what I take out to go mining and also trading. We have the Python. Bungle has a Stiffy. Bungle has a Stiffy is usually used for core mining now. It was doing a bit of combat, a bit of trucking, but it's usually used for mining, core mining now, because it's about the right size to do that nicely. I have Garlane of Edor. That's my Thargoid killing ship. Probably the newest serious addition to my ships. That's specially kitted out with the weapons that can hurt the aliens. Oh Lord, she coming. This I was doing mining with, but it's kind of been stripped down now, so there's not actually really anything in it at the moment in terms of weapons and stuff, but it is an Anaconda, because got to have an Anaconda. Then David Braben did a poo, my exploration ship. Again, some of them have got the shiny purple paint job because I had them when that was on sale for them. Some of them are just normal purple. The other two are probably going. Nadrek of Palain is a nerdy sci-fi reference. Good Evening. I'm sure if Bella was still around, she'd appreciate that one. And my current ship, Cackle My Gladys. So the reason I've got these two is they fit on small landing pads. That needs a medium landing pad, so when I tried to land at the settlement and it said no landing pad big enough, so one of these would have fit. The problem is, these have all the survivability of wet paper tissue when all the guys like run towards it and start shooting it. So I've basically probably going to fuck those two off. The carrier's called Whack My Bonobo. Did you not notice that? Cackle My Gladys was the first ship I got after getting the first ship I set up after getting the carrier. So we had the carrier Whack My Bonobo, and then I wanted a ship to basically start doing combat stuff, raising my combat rank. So I got a Fer de Lance, because you always get a Fer de Lance because that's what basic people do for PvE. So yeah, so we've got Cackle My Gladys, and like I say, then I got the crate after that for bug smashing. I say bug smashing. I'm not that great at it, and I only get the weedy ones, but I have been out there and smacked a few. Hence you'll see the Thargoid bobblehead on some of my ships on the dashboard. Shit your leg off. Problem is it censor that. Whackmind Bonobo, I'm pretty sure, gets around the profanity filter. I'm pretty sure Kakomai Gladys will as well. The problem is you won't know because you'll see your ship as whatever. But if I can, I'll try and find one in this system. There isn't one. But you'll see them. Find one with millions of carriers in. Someone like Skegiko will have a million. It does make things massively easier having a carrier, but it does take like a huge amount of time to build up the money needed for it. So it's like, and also you have to pay to like keep it running. So try and find one. Apparently, lolly carrier's fine. Some of the carrier names are just fantastic though. Reptilian Mothership. Let's find one that's been censored. It was just called Fleet Carrier. It's probably just loading the name. So there's like, you wouldn't believe the number of fucking Donagers and Rocinantes there are now. It seems to be like one in every system I jump into. You can call your fleet carrier anything because the game actually just tracks it by that 6-character registration number. So the game doesn't care what you call it, but we break for no one. There's one I jumped into. The first thing I saw was a bloody fleet carrier sat there called No Fat Chicks, which is a bit rude. But Smasher, that's allowed, is it? I mean, to be gold press platinum. Karl Marx, Defiant, Star Trek nerd. It says Donald Trump. Go to. Oh, there's one in. Well, there's usually one sat in Deciat actually that I quite like. The Deciat is, there's an engineer like in that system, so lots of people come to it to like try and upgrade the ships and stuff. So if you're in open mode, there's a load of ganking, people just like attacking, and there was a carrier here. Find it. I'm bored. There it is, gank the plebs. I love that. Pissed myself laughing when I first saw that one. But yeah, I mean, you know, fleet carrier names are an amusing pastime. Carrots and condoms, all along. I wonder if it only censors them on the when you're actually in the system and it's not censoring them here. Capital dump. Try to find one that's actually censored. Like I say, you'll see it finding yours, but everybody else will see it's Daddy's belt. Fucking hell. So yeah, there's usually a lot of interesting characters loitering in these systems. I name a character Babylon 5 sucks. There's a guy who posts on the forums whose carrier is called Straczynski 6, which makes me want to curl up and die every time I see it. Like, as bad as all the Donagers and Rocinantes and the odd Canterbury are, Straczynski 6 makes me want to just die inside. If you don't know why that is, then congratulations. You're a better person than I am. If you do know why that is, please join in my pain. Yeah, I don't think there's that much censored. I mean, to be honest, people generally don't have things to gank office. They don't have things too bad because they know it won't get seen by other people. But then sometimes the censorship can go weird anyway. Like, I don't know if Scunthorpe would pass it, knowing the usual quality of Frontier, probably not. Oh no. That's I wonder if he's actually called Unknown Name or that's censored. It's probably just called Unknown Name. But yeah, that's PvP. PvP reference. But yeah. So yeah, there's not actually that many fleet carriers in system I'm in. Only a couple. But you get systems like this where, you know, there's a lot going on. You'll find there's loads of them lurking about. Oh, there you go, there's a censored name. Goodness knows what that is. But it's probably something offensive, which is why it's been censored. So that's what you see when something gets censored. You see a load of asterisks and then like the last character maybe. So you can't even work out, you know, he doesn't like even just knock out a letter or two, it just goes bang. I'm not having that on here. Sometimes they name things like, you know, what they're buying at the moment, because out of here. Because you have like a commodities market on your carrier, so you can buy stuff off other players or you can sell stuff to other players from the carrier, and they can just see this. Like, you don't have to be logged in for them to see this. It's like permanent. It's like your own mobile space station. So you can like set up, you know, I want to buy so many units of this, or I want to sell so many units of this. You can't buy and sell stuff at the same time, but it's well, they kind of have to fly to you to do it, so it's not quite Diablo 3, but yeah, it's like your own, like I say, it's your own flying space station, but you do have to pay for that privilege. 5 billion credits to buy just the carrier, and then you have to pay to add more services to it. So I've not got all the different various services you can add. I've only got genomics, which is the service that you sell your biology data to if you go scanning rocks or life forms on planet surfaces. I say life forms, plants basically. And universal cartographics, which is where you can sell your maps to. But you'll see, like, it's 5 billion to buy the carrier, then you have to pay to add more services to it, and then the services that you add also cost money as well. So depending on how many jumps it does, like at the moment I've got 40 million as my upkeep per week. So if I do nothing else with that this week, it's going to cost me 50 million credits, which isn't a problem because I can go mining and get 200 million credits in about an hour. But that's it anyway. That's fleet. That's the fleet carrier, the mighty carrier Whack My Bonobo. That's pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. The other thing I've been doing, like I say, look, there's me sat in my little chair, being a little spaceman. Ooh, look at me wiggling my joystick. Oh, I'm wanking it off. Oh. But yeah, so that's kind of it, really. I'm not doing any more missions now. It's 10 past midnight. Time I was thinking about going to bed. I might harass the rats first and then go to bed. So thank you very much for coming along, if you have come along and watching and seeing me basically being a massive space nerd. And I will catch you again sometime. Although probably I don't know what I'll be doing. I might be doing this, might be doing trains, might be doing whatever. This is what I'm currently doing though. This is what I'm currently nerding around. So, Jesus, your legs must be numb by now if you're still having a poo. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, oh, that's a relief. That's the road to hemorrhoids, a 2-hour poo. But yeah, cheers for coming along, and I'm sure I'll see you again at some point. I'll drop by your streams and ruin them for you by talking about shitting or placentas or something. Choose different points. Cockpit back, look, there I am. With my beautiful pinky purple lipstick on and beautiful eyeshadow. Wiggling my joystick. Which actually quite closely follows what I'm doing with the joystick. I've got a joystick here. Which is quite freaky when you see it in VR. You look down and your hand's following the same motions. It's immersive, but it's weird. Look at me. Look at my beautiful crotch. straight down the camera barrel there. I can. Oh, I can. It's not that free, is it? I can't really do anything. I'm not allowed to be that free. I can just kind of move it around a bit. I was hoping to do a massive crotch soon. Oh, it's not happening. Oh, there we go. Look, there we go. I was just pressing the wrong button. There I am, sitting in my spaceship, that a million times thinner than I actually have in real life. That's the fattest that you can make them. Still, I've got my lipstick on like I have on in real life all the time. And my big manly crotch. So there you go. Oh, he can see his own penis probably if he took the suit off, so it's not accurate at all. I'll leave you with that image of my space crotch. Thank you very much. And good night everybody, and I'll see you again at some point.